I'm Chrissy Kerwin. Today we're at the home of Steve and Maggie Anderson from Anderson Distributing Company for a special St. Patrick's Day episode of Food Circus. Host Rick Collett and Chef Maggie Anderson are preparing an Irish feast sure to satisfy the hungry party guests in attendance. Now it's time to get this party started.
Well, welcome everybody to a new episode of Food Circus today. And today we're sitting here with St. Patrick's Day coming around, and we thought today, well, let's go do something special. So what we did, we got Maggie Anderson, her husband Steve Anderson, part of the ownership of Anderson Distributing Company, and we said, well, Maggie, you certainly be thrilled to cook dinner for us all tonight. So what we're going to do, we're going to try a bunch of Irish food tonight.
Yes, and
since you're Polish and I'm British, we're in real trouble here. So this could really be an experience as we go through this thing. Well, since we've had you out here slaving away all day on everything, cooking away and everything, what are we going to have today?
Today on the menu we have egg rolls with Ballyshannon creamy cheddar, shredded Yukon gold potatoes, and corned beef mixed together. And on top of that, I will add coleslaw. We'll wrap it up in a wonton wrapper or egg roll wrapper, and we'll fry those. We are also making corned beef tacos, which I thought would be kind of
well, that's kind of
different.
Kind of different.
Yes.
We got true food that you'd have in Ireland.
Right.
Except now we brought in a little bit of the egg roll thing. We're coming in from Asia, and then we're going to go to Mexico and have a little taco.
A little twist on St. Patrick's Day there. And I've also made avocado hummus, green, Brussels sprouts with beer and bacon, and a cheddar dip with Guinness stout and cheddar cheese and green onions, and some jalapeno poppers that we'll probably chase with some green beer or Guinness.
Since we're sitting here in the beginning, Guinness out of Ireland actually makes a special beer. It's called 1759, and it's actually a combination of whiskey and beer. And if we're going to cook food, I mean, come on now, you can't just cook without having something to drink.
Sounds
so
good,
I
Rick.
thought we would pour ourselves a little bit of something here. So while we're cooking, we can have something to drink right along with it. Well, that sure does look like Guinness. A nice head going on, nice foam going on. So, well, it'll give us something to try. So,
All right.
away we go.
Okay. We'll assemble the egg rolls here, and you point one corner toward yourself.
Okay.
Put a little bit of the mixture on here.
So that's got cheese grated right in with the potatoes and everything right in there.
The recipe actually called for mashed potato, but I grated it, and I thought that would be a little bit better than mashed potatoes.
That looks kind of neat. I like the way it looks that way.
Yeah. More corned beef. Put some coleslaw on the top of it. You can also, this is just regular coleslaw from the deli. I did not make this, but you can also make it with the coleslaw that you find in the bag section and saute that, but this gave it a little bit more flavor, I thought.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, because really at this point you kind of play around and do anything you really need to with it.
And to seal it, you mix 2 tablespoons of flour with 2 tablespoons full of water, just to kind of seal the edges there.
So that'll keep it so when we cook it
So
later
it
on,
won't
it doesn't
unroll.
all fall apart and unroll on us.
Right.
Like it would if I was cooking it. So.
Gonna put everything in there. And give it a roll.
By the way, you're working too hard here. The beer is really good. That little whiskey they got in there is really nice. So
Well, I might take a break after this one.
yeah,
Rick.
you'll have to. I like
You'll have
this. This is
to,
good.
Start rolling here.
Nah, I'll just keep drinking beer. Yeah, I mean the cheese and the potato, you can't even tell which is which. They're
know
just
it.
blended right in there together. That's nice.
Really creamy.
Well, the potato give you the body, and that cheese will just hold it all together then. And nowadays you get a lot of cheeses. I mean, there's so many different ones out there. There's a lot of Irish ones. Even the big box stores are carrying all kinds of specialty Irish cheeses now. So it's kind of a neat thing to be able to go play around with. You get natural cow ones and raw cheeses that haven't been pasteurized, and you get all kinds of things today. Well, now we got the egg rolls all set here and ready to roll, and we've been warming up some oil here. Now, what kind of oil did you say we got
I
here?
use peanut oil,
Okay.
high heat, so should be ready to go. Drop just a couple in at a time here.
Yeah, I think the key thing with this thing is you want to make sure that your oil's up to temperature before you start cooking, because if not, it just sucks all that oil in and makes them greasy.
It's just a couple minutes on each side should be good.
Yeah, I mean, peanut oil is one. It's got a real high. It's got a real high smoke temperature, so it doesn't. You know, it's one of those products that you're not going to have to worry about. You know, getting smoky in the kitchen and everything else. I know when you're cooking some of this stuff at home, it can be really nasty sometimes in the room. So that's why I have it in restaurants, so I don't have to worry about it in the house.
Right.
They're cooking up nice. You know, everything in there is already pre-cooked, so basically you're warming everything through is what you're really trying to do with everything. This is something we were talking earlier. This is something I never make. I'm always terrified of this as far as cooking with this way. I ought to try it more because I really like what they look like.
Easy to eat also.
Well, they're quick. That's a nice thing too.
Right.
I mean, this isn't going to take a long time to go through and do. They're going to look really good. Now, I know we got a couple other things going on. We got some stuff going on in the oven right now. What do we...
We do. We've got some jalapeno poppers.
Okay.
I took whole jalapenos. I halved them. Took the seeds out in the membrane because that's mainly where the hotness is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Then I made a mixture of cream cheese and Monterey Jack cheese.
Okay.
Put that down inside and wrapped them in bacon.
Well, anything cooked in bacon's got to be good.
Right.
We can't go wrong there.
They go in the oven for about 40 minutes or so when the bacon's nice and brown. So we're keeping an eye on that.
You know, and I think a lot of things nowadays, frying at home, everybody's well worried about frying. They're worried about the health part of the thing and everything. Yeah, frying's fine. Just the catch is you got to have them up to the right temperatures so that the grease and the oils aren't all being absorbed by the foods that you're doing it.
Right.
Yeah, and that's, it's really with these, how quick these are going. I mean, this isn't a case where you're going to get a lot of oil into the foods. It's just going to be right there. And it's going to be just hot enough, too, so it's going to melt that cheese right down that's in there.
You can either eat these plain or you can serve it with some Thousand Island dressing on the side. Okay. Whichever you prefer.
I mean, that's quick. I mean, that is a quick appetizer if you're talking about for people out on a party. That's a nice thing. It goes good with a beer, too.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Now it's time for another delicious appetizer. Rick, what are we making next?
All right, now we're also going to make corned beef tacos, you said.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so we got just a gorgeous piece of corned beef here right now. And I was, we were commenting earlier about just how great this looks. Now, what are we going to do with this thing then? We're going to shred it up?
I'm going to shred the corned beef, get the fat off there, and then we're going to put it on some taco shells that will heat up on the fire here. I made a homemade slaw that goes on it and a Guinness rub.
Okay, good. Yeah, shred it up nice so it really goes in the taco shell as well as you go through there.
Right, just have to scrape the fat off here.
And it's not the easiest thing to shred sometimes until you get them to start working out. There we go.
There we go.
Because you got to break them down so you get them against the grain so that you can really go after them in here. But, well, that's just a gorgeous piece of meat. So we can hardly wait to try this. Well, we're going to come up with a corned beef taco here, but one thing that we were talking about earlier, that this corned beef is gorgeous looking, and when I ever make corned beef, I boil the thing, and it looks awful when I'm done. So what have you done differently here?
I bake mine. I put it in a roaster pan, and I put in a bottle of Guinness beer, and I put a mixture of red, white, and black peppercorns on the top, and I roast it for a few hours, and turns out like this. Shreds really, nicely. And I think we're ready to make our tacos, Rick.
Yeah, and this is how I'm making mine next time.
Okay. I've got my taco shells.
Okay.
I did make a homemade slaw to put on top. And on the bottom, I'm going to put a Guinness sauce. It's made with reduced Guinness beer that I heated up. Add brown sugar to that, let it cool. Then you mix Greek yogurt and some sour cream and vinegar and salt and pepper, and that's going to be our sauce. So we're just going to heat our shells up.
I think this is one thing a lot of people, when you're heating up the shells, I mean, you can do them in a fry pan type thing, but really just, if you got a gas stove, just put them right on there is the best way to do it. It just crisps them right up. Makes for a really nice combination. As long as we don't burn our fingers in the process, right?
So we can put a little bit of Guinness sauce on the bottom. Some corned beef on top. And add a little of the slaw, which is a mixture of red cabbage, green cabbage, red onion, and a little bit of jalapeno.
And what'd you use for as far as liquid and so on?
The sauce is mayonnaise, spicy brown sugar or brown mustard,
Okay.
and vinegar. And fold it up like that. And we'll put a toothpick in there, and you can serve it with extra Guinness sauce, or just eat it plain.
Good.
There it is.
That looks great.
It's time to take a break. When we return, it's Sipping and Tipping with Anderson Distributing Company. And later, more with Rick and Maggie cooking this Irish feast. Stay tuned.
God has created each person for a specific reason, and at Lumen Christi, everyone has an opportunity to seek out that reason.
And we chose Jackson because you were very impressed with the brand new Lumen Christi High School.
And the diversity here is really, makes it real comforting. It makes you want to go outside the box and try new things.
As a non-Catholic transfer, there was absolutely no pressure here at Lumen Christi. There was no singling out. You were felt like you were a part of everything.
The children that graduate and go on to pursue, college and have been successful business people in the area.
I tell them that it's the best fit for you if you're trying to be successful in life.
I mean, the encouragement was so strong. You think beyond and see and really try harder to do more.
But I feel like the transition was really easy with all the teachers that were here to help and just everyone that was very welcoming at Lumen. It was very easy then to go off to college.
I'm Father Dan Lannon, chaplain at Lumen Christi High School. Come see what you're missing.
We can't even go shopping anymore. Since having Mom live with us, we can't go out at all. She needs constant supervision. She's miserable, I'm miserable, I don't know what to do.
My neighbor had her dad staying with her, and she used Highland Alzheimer's Care. She was feeling exactly the same way you were, and now she has Highland. She could drop them off for the day or overnight. They have a wonderful staff. You should call them.
Highland Alzheimer's Care. I'll call them today.
Highland Alzheimer's Care.
Kibbe Cobb Liquor and Deli has it all. We feature the area's largest selection of microbrews and wine from all over the state and worldwide. We have everything you need to stock your bar or party, all at the lowest prices. Our deli has the area's only New York-style bagel in several flavors, baked fresh daily. Delicious sandwiches made fresh and piled high. Kibbe Cobb Liquor and Deli, huge selection of beers, wine, and liquor, fantastic and fresh deli. Open 7 days, Kibbe and Cobb Roads in Jackson.
Brought to you locally by Anderson Distributing Company, encouraging you to drink responsibly.
There are so many people that need help.
We're on the front line of helping people from all walks of life in the city of Jackson and the county of Jackson.
This pantry is it's not important, it's essential.
We give food to people who are just working, but after they take care of their rent and their gasoline for their car and the car insurance, their medical insurance, after they take care of all of that, they just don't have anything extra for food.
With the Jackson Community Food Pantry, it enables the backpack program to exist. It helps us to make sure that children are the ones getting the food that they need.
The need is tremendous. The need at this pantry, as I understand it, has grown by leaps and bounds.
It's important to donate. For one thing, it makes your heart feel really good.
If you care at all about your community, you should care about the people that's an issue with, that's a problem, that they don't know for sure how they're going to feed their kids next week or next month.
It makes me feel good to be able to come here and help out and give back.
Since 1929, the historic Bohm Theater has been the downtown gem of Albion, Michigan. Now restored to its former glory, the theater is a premier film and performing arts facility. The theater shows movies each week on Thursday through Sunday evenings, with matinees on Saturdays and Sundays. Create some new memories for yourself and the lovely theater. Meet you at the Bohm.
Hi again, and welcome to a special edition of Sipping and Tipping with the Andersons. We are actually on location at Steve Anderson's house. Well, childhood home.
Not my house, my dad's house,
Yeah,
but I grew up
home.
here.
Yep,
Exactly.
Yeah. Welcome home.
Feels good. Feels good to be home.
Stay a little longer.
Yeah.
You know, Steve, this is kind of the St. Patty's Day episode. Your mom obviously just made a bunch of great food. We're going to try to pair as much as we can with what we brought for the beers. We're going to start off first with a new addition from Sierra Nevada. It's the Hop Hunter IPA. A little bit different. They're actually, Ken Grossman found a way to steam and distill the hop oils right out of the hop cones right in the field.
Who's Ken Grossman?
The master brewer and owner of Sierra Nevada.
All right.
Great question, poignant. So basically, he's out in the field, he's steaming these things, he's getting the oils which impart the aromas and the essence of that fresh picked hop, taking it back and then putting it into these beers, using his torpedo method, which is basically recirculating the beer through a series of just more hops.
So this is a new method. No one's done it before.
No one's done it. He's actually opened up. Anybody can do it if they want to. He's going to show them how to. So he kind of likes to share. So
cool.
But what you get is basically a standard IPA. You're going to get that great copper color, very hoppy smell to it, but 60 IBUs, so it's not overpowering bitter.
No.
Just sort of that.
Kind of a nice, easy drinking IPA.
Right in between that session IPA and the torpedo, but you get that the aromas are right there with the oils. So, something you could pair
fresh.
with. You could pair that with the jalapeno poppers. Cut the spice a little bit. So,
can we try it?
By all means. All right. No, he's gonna look at them. So you get a nice crisp finish to it. Not overpowering, not kind of that bite you in the face bitterness.
No, it's nice and